Twitch and see.
We should be, but are we?
Oh, we are. I think. Should be.
We are, I think, which is the perfect.
We are. Yes, we are. Alright, so, hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Fall As They May. The show that promises that eventually we'll get a consistent streaming schedule, but that day is not today. Also, I set Sprinkle's health too high.
No, that's fine.
No, I need to change this.
Now.
Look at me, I am the tank now. Enter. Perfect. Alright, so, last we left off, the Favorite Few took care of a few things around the city of Corona, gathering supplies and buying different items to aid them in their journey. Excuse me, I just finished dinner. They bothered Lauren Leonor multiple times to ask him for different magic items and different things that they could utilize to aid them in their travels. They took some time, figured out a plan of action, and with the help of Locke, found out that their next location would lead them to the port town of Nightshan, along the coast of the continent, about 3.5 to 4 days travel outside of Corona. The party gathered their supplies, and made their way out the main gate. So, Favored Few, you all carefully begin making your way into the inner continent. Who would like to go ahead, with the aid of the map, because you have a map, it's a bit easier to navigate. So you guys begin your trek. Is anybody doing anything during the travel?
I have to wash my tattoo every day, and I need to feed Basco.
Okay.
Probably...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm probably trying to hunt or gather foods and berries as we're moving.
Okay.
I mean, as am I.
I'm going to help Valak with the map to make sure we don't get lost.
Alright, so you look over and you don't see Block.
Really?
Yeah. For now.
He had the maps on him.
I'll say he would have given you his stuff.
Mm-hmm. I am the map man now.
Look at me, I am the map man.
Never get bored.
So Aster, I'd like you to make me a survival check.
Me?
Yes, okay. As you're in control of the map. Hildy, you have the Outlander background, right?
As do I.
Okay, so you both easily enough are able to find the different items, to find different things to keep yourselves sustained throughout the trip. However, what you notice as you begin the trek into the forest, into the outer forest proper, that a lot of the trees seem withered in a way, almost as if you've ever seen an anorexic-looking tree, that's what every tree along your path looks like. They barely bear any leaves and not really much cover against the still darkened red sky.
Oh, no.
However, with your guys' background, I'll say both of you go ahead and make me a survival check at advantage.
Survival?
Yeah, at advantage. Okay. So, between you two, you manage to gather enough food. Though it is sparse and you have to really look for anything, you are able to gather enough food for your party as you guys make your way through. The first day comes and goes without problem. Aster, you have Tiny Hut, correct?
Yeah, I have Tiny Hut.
So Aster sets up his dome. You guys get a full day's rest before heading off on the second day. And as you get about halfway through your journey, you begin to start hearing, specifically, let me see, checking everyone's passive perception real quick. Okay, Hildy and Ezreal, you both begin hearing what sounds like very distant, almost sounds like thunderous booms that are going off. However, they're extremely faint, meaning they're quite a distance off from you all. However, they are constant. Just this boom, 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 boom,
Can we discern which direction it's coming from?
Oh Jesus!
Like
Oh,
behind us or
David.
ahead of us? Ooh.
Go ahead and
That's
go
so
ahead
funny.
and give me an active perception check, both of you, to see if you can properly pinpoint where the sound is coming from.
Gotcha.
Kill the kid.
Perception.
All right. So, Ezreal, you're kind of able to, as you're listening, you sense, just based on direction, it's really difficult to tell, but you guess it's maybe off towards the towards the northeast, which to you is to the right.
Everyone, what direction are we headed in?
You guys are headed to the northwest.
Does anyone else hear that?
That
It won't.
thunder?
There's something coming from the northeast.
Yeah, I hear it too. Consistent grumbling.
I don't know if I like that.
It's like the earth is mad or something.
Oh no, that's just Bosco.
Wow.
Yeah, Bosco. That's pretty scary.
It's not just Bosco. Nobody else can hear that besides me and Hildy.
I would give everybody else who wants to go ahead and make me an active perception check to see if you can get a read on the sound.
Is everyone else's perception really that high?
Not really.
Oh, I mean,
I probably the least.
Goo be able to hear it too. Sorry, I didn't check
I was
the passive. Yeah, no. So Goo, you can hear it too.
I was like, fuck.
Sorry, Goo. Yes, you'd be able to hear it too.
Cool.
However, Jordan and Asher, you are not really able to make out any of the noise, or at least hear any of that, what they're describing as thunder.
I don't hear anything.
You're just gonna have to trust us on this. Not a good sound.
Well, is it the direction that we're going, or is it just some place that we can just avoid?
I think we're going to be able to avoid it. It's still very strange. Can I tell if it's moving in any particular direction?
It's very distant, and it's really difficult for you to even get a sense of direction on it, and you're not really sure if it's moving or not.
I have no idea if it is even moving. But let's best be on our guard, okay?
I also could possibly scout ahead and come back and let you know. Once we're a little closer, of course. I don't want to be that for that long.
Alright. So you guys continue on your trek through the second day. Go ahead and Goo and Hildy make me another survival check at advantage. See if you have how well you can gather some food for the party. Alright, easy enough. You guys start to realize the deeper you get into the forest, some of the forest has begun to regrow itself in areas, and it makes it much easier for you to locate some source of food and water for the party. Though it's not the cleanest,
Can
it's serviceable.
I, sort of try to understand what's happening to the trees? Like, look, I don't know if I have talked to plant.
What do you have as a
or not.
furbolg?
Well, I can speak with beast and leaf.
But they can't talk back.
I speak with plants. I can cast speak with plants.
Would you like to cast speak with plants?
Please.
Alright. So you'll go ahead and you guys will all watch as Hildy kind of concentrates for a moment. And as she pushes this energy out, you'll see some of the nearby branches on the trees will shudder for a moment. Hildy?
Okay, about, but they clearly move branches and stops. As if you shared a common language, but you gain no magical ability to close. What's happened to you?
One of the trees will respond with, "Our life is being drained."
Drained? What's been draining it? You know?
It'll come forth. I do not know. The force saps my nutrients from me.
I'm so sorry. How long has this been happening?
Let's see, how long back can they answer you? I'm just
Spell
double
lasts
checking.
for 10 minutes.
I'm checking like you can question plants about the events within the about events in the spell's area within the past day, given information about what creatures have passed. So he can't quite answer you. He can't answer you as to a time. He can only give you answers as to what's been happening within the past day.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Does it come from your roots? Is it underground?
Say.
Does it come from underground?
He'll say, yes.
We're gonna find a way to fix this. You shouldn't have to live like.
Thank you.
Okay, can I try with plants is not concentration, okay? Purify food and drink does not sound like it makes sense. But can I try to purify the tree?
What spell are you using?
I mean, hold on, wait, can I do a restoration spell?
Which kind of restoration?
Oh, goodness. I only have greater. I guess I could.
By the way,
I don't have.
as a note, Greater Restoration costs 100 gold each time you cast it.
Okay, well, I don't have the funds for that one. So
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be get rid of. I don't have gold person. I have lesser restoration instead. So the cast.
Okay. So you'll go ahead and you'll put your hand to the tree and unleash your Greater Restoration, and try to unleash your Greater Restoration. However, a tree is not a creature, so the spell fails.
No. It's a creature to heal me. Oh well.
Fortunately, a
Spell
tree
slot?
is a plant, not a creature.
Thank you for your.
With
Stay
that,
strong.
the tree kind of falls silent.
There's some real bad mojo. We have to get to the bottom of it.
What do you mean?
Look at this. Look at it.
Well, yeah, I see a dead tree. What's...
No, it's not dead. It's dying. We have to save them.
It's only a tree.
It's not just the tree. It's everywhere. Go, you've noticed it too, right?
Yeah, things are pretty bad.
It's something from deep underground, and I wouldn't be surprised if that thundering boom sound has something to do with it.
Are you suggesting that we're need to divert our path? What we need to do?
Yes, we have to restore this. It can't stay this way. I made a promise. I can't break it.
The longer we wait and try to actually put these pieces together and finding them, the more time it gives Tremor his time to do what he needs to do. I hate that.
Well, who's to say that that Tremor isn't causing this too? That whatever time magic shenanigans he's causing is literally destroying the planet. His home.
Then would it not make sense to go ahead and just find these artifacts, get strength, and then take him down? There's no point in actually holding off on making sure that we get our things out and done.
Hey, Rick.
Hello?
Hello?
Ooh.
Am silent.
Continue. You guys will see Valak emerging from the nearby brush with a freshly killed carcass of what appears to be a wolf.
This again.
Why, yes,
I mean,
it's dinner.
I'm fine as long as he doesn't smear it all over himself again.
It's barbaric.
I'm already slathered in it.
Hildy dips her fingers and starts doing the paint again.
Oh God! Why?
So Hildy begins kind of painting her face with the wolf's blood.
Enough distractions. Apparently, it seems clear that there are two choices here. Either we go ahead and deal with this so-called booming situation that Hildy wants, or we continue on track with what we should be doing.
I'm pretty sure
that artifact.
I'm pretty sure the booming situation has something to do with Tremor anyways. Or at least somebody that's working for him.
It's a feeling so deep in my bones, I just know.
Alright, so what are you doing, guys?
We're gonna do this. Or at the very least, we're going to make sure someone scouts and sees what is going on here. If it turns out to be nothing, we continue on our way. So, I look over to Aster. How far can your bird fly and actually give us a sight of what's going on over there?
Probably you can fly for. Where is my flying spots?
Just as a point,
100 feet.
Ravioli can fly as far as you want him to. It's just outside of a certain range, you'll lose the ability to talk with him.
As far as he wants, but after a while, our link kind of severs.
Well, if what Hildy and Esriel are saying is true, this is definitely some distance away. So, how about we go ahead and continue on our distance? Have Ravioli fly over where this noise is. If Ravioli finds anything interesting, he'll come back and report to you. You tell us what's going on, and then we decide whether or not we're going to handle the situation or not.
I think we just go. Too much wasting time.
Well, we need to figure out what this is. If it's dangerous.
What's better than to actually go up to it? What's the worst that's going to happen? Is going to say,
don't
you
say
will
that.
die?
Don't
the worst
say
that's
that.
going to happen
I
is
pull
we
my
waste
axe
our
out?
time. The worst that's going to happen is we're going to waste our time not getting the pieces of the artifacts together.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
I think it would be a good idea if Ravioli would scout ahead.
I agree with that.
You go with and assist as well, if needed. It's my burden, I suppose.
Alright, so I will mention, It's coming to the end of the day, so how long are you willing to send Ravioli off on his own?
Let's see here. I say a good 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. Can you roll me a percentile, please? And Hildy, are you going with him? Or are you guys just sending Ravioli on his own?
It'll be up to Hildy.
4 to 5 hours. I'm going.
I mean, Hilary was going to turn into it. I was going to use Wild Shape and turn into a giant eagle and fly.
Where is
With-
slash RD 100, right?
Yes.
62.
62. Okay. So, as you go ahead and send Hildy off, apparently Valak is going too. Is anybody else going? I know Hildy's going, Valak's going, and Ravioli's going. Anybody else going with them?
That's 2 members of the party that I don't separate from.
Yes.
Apparently Hildy is
Let's go ahead and
absolutely
put
certain,
everybody over
despite
here.
us saying that we should scout. Hate this.
A 5-hour scout, that's a lot of wasting time. Well, we sit here and wait.
And it's near the end of the day, too, so it's...
It's near the end of the day, so we should take time to set up camp.
So, how far before dark are we?
You guys maybe have another hour or so before it hits dark.
This would be a good time to set up camp for the night.
I think we could travel for 30, 40 minutes before.
All right, so
Shouldn't be too much
you're
of
just
a
gonna
risk.
so you're gonna send Ravioli. The rest of you are gonna move on.
No, Hildy and Locke said that they're gonna go. Unless they change their mind.
Then what's the point of sending Ravioli?
I wanted to send Ravioli so that way we can actually have our camp set up, and then Ravioli can come back and give us the information. But I guess if other people at the party are going to be there.
What about the tent inside Mr. Birdman's invisible house?
What about it?
Yeah, what about it?
Doesn't take long to set up, right?
Takes about an hour.
I still think we just go and attempt this.
Fine, Nakix is going too.
Okay.
I'm not liking this at all. I'm not.
All right, Ezreal, Aster, Goo, are you guys going as well?
Man.
I vote no.
We have no way to communicate with each other if they're alone. It's also another problem.
So, I guess if one of us goes, we all have to go.
If
That's
what
fair.
everyone wants.
Fine, I suppose I'll go too.
Okay. So everyone's going then?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
So you guys will go ahead and begin making your way towards the area where you had heard the booming sound, which at this point has gone pretty quiet. Go ahead and whoever would like to, I need 2 people. Whoever wants to make me survival checks, please.
I'll
That
do
would be
one.
me.
All right.
That
So
would be
Goo.
plus
So I heard
8.
Goo and I heard Valak. So both of you go ahead and make me survival rolls.
Plus 8 to Sama go.
Yeehaw.
Party run.
Natural 20. All right.
20.
So As you guys begin kind of navigating your way through Valak, you kind of utilizing Goo, who had actually heard the blast. You both managed to kind of direct your way towards that location. Eventually, you guys find yourselves coming across an encampment. You can see that there are several tents that are set up, and there is a fire that is still going in the center. And what catches you a little bit off guard is, while there isn't really anybody present at the moment, just off in the corner, you see what appears to be this hippo-like creature that is currently sat on a freshly fallen tree stump. He's wearing black pants, these black boots, and has a rather not tight-fitting but form-fitting t-shirt on. And is currently kind of watching the fire for a moment. As you guys are watching him, he reaches over, grabs another log, and tosses it onto the fire. You see it flare for a moment as he just kind of sits there and just seems to be staring off.
I'm gonna whisper to Goo, be like, Goo, have you ever ran across anything like that before?
Is that? I don't know, man.
Goo, make me a history.
No, I know that I know for a fact I wouldn't. I'm trying to process whether I'm hallucinating or not.
Oh, okay.
That thing's real.
I'm seeing it too, unless you gave me some good drugs, or that wolf was really tainted. I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe.
I'm gonna fly around and sort of try to get a sense of the perimeter of this sort of encampment.
I think we should back off a little bit and just stay here and watch. And maybe we could have Aster start brewing up a place for us.
I mean, it's not like we can't deal with whatever it is. I just don't want to.
Yeah, there's more tents here, and that could be the alarm.
Since Aster's already back there, I'm sure he's already started making his preparations with the encampment. Still, like, he needs to focus on ravioli if he's...
Did Aster stay behind, or did Aster go with you guys?
I followed them.
Okay. So, Nekex, as you're saying this, you kind of look over your shoulder, and you just get a little jump scared by Aster just kind of sitting there right next to you.
I'm just like cross-legged. Hello. You were talking about me.
Hey, Aster, you want to march back maybe a couple hundred feet and start preparing a place for the night?
Go ahead and everybody make me a stealth check, please.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Correction, I haven't seen a giant eagle, but I've seen a giant owl, so that's what I am.
Alright, so you'll be a giant owl.
I have a +6 to stealth. I don't know if that's what my character normally has or not, but that's because I am a owl. That is what it is, so I'm going to roll it, and then we'll adjust from there. Okay, stealth. So then I guess add 4 to that, so an unnatural 20?
Unnatural.
Alright. Let's take a look. Okay. So, as most of you are kind of keeping low and keeping quiet, Ezreal, you're about to step on what appears to be some loose and dried leaves, and all of you and those of you near her kind of grab her leg before she steps, covers her mouth, and shows her where she was about to step and readjust her, so she is not seen.
I grab her with a little bit of blood, smeared on her.
Alright, but...
you are now blessed.
You guys kind of keep low and observe, and the figure doesn't seem to really do much. At least, how long are you guys watching him for?
I'm trying to look for any other signs about the encampment. Does it look like it's just him? Or does it
go ahead and make me a perception
Twilight,
check.
there's more? Yeah, I thought so. Perception, which is a 0. 4.
I mean, there's a number of tents, so you can surmise that maybe he's not the only one here. However, as to if he's the only one here at present. You're not 100% sure. You can really only make him out.
These guys are careful about whoever's here. There could be watchers in the woods.
If they were in the woods, they would have already found us.
My
Or-
perception
Do
is
we
a
attempt to go up and play the good guy role and say, hey, we stumbled upon us, or do we fall back for the night?
That's me as Owl making perception about why this is here.
So you're trying to figure out why it's here?
I'm like doing a fly around sleep. I'm noticing if there's like sort of some strange contraptions.
All right, so you go ahead and as you're kind of taking to the sky and doing a wide berth, you see that the encampment is maybe about 30 feet wide to each of its sides. And you do notice that there do appear to be some odd things. Namely, you see what appears to be this elongated piece of wood with some metal some metal encasing it. Kind of taking a closer look, there is a long backing to it, and where it sits at the bottom appears to be some sort of triggering mechanism. And it is currently sat about, from your berth, it's sat about 10 feet away from this individual that's tending to the fire.
What is this thing? Can I figure out what's making that boom sound?
It's kind of difficult to tell. Go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Hold on, what's my intelligence as? Okay.
Well, remember, you retain your mental stats when you wild.
Oh, right. Yes, right.
So, the thing that you see laying on the ground, though it is not exactly it resembles a much larger version of a flintlock pistol. And having fought people who've used these kinds of weapons, you know that they tend to make quite a loud sound whenever they're fired.
Is it a small one or is it big?
For you, I will let you guys know. It is it's an actual rifle, like it's a long stock weapon.
So, like, can I as an owl swoop down, try to grab it, and fly away?
You could certainly try. Make me a stealth check.
Hildy versus Gun Hippo. Let's go.
I know, right?
Okay.
Okay, I will also say this stealth is going to be at disadvantage as you are a giant owl flying into the middle of an encampment with a fire going, and a guy who is actively looking around.
Okay.
But it's nighttime.
So give me a stealth check at disadvantage.
Ouch!
Ouch. So you go ahead and you float up, and as you kind of do one quick circle, you dive bomb straight for it. This hippo individual kind of glances upward, just as he hears this the giant form of the owl barreling towards him. He quickly jumps up and kind of just dives for the rifle, prone. However, he grabs it and aims it up at you.
Okay.
Are you gonna break off, or are you gonna wait for him to shoot? He's not shooting yet.
No, we're gonna break off and fly away.
Right, so he'll kind of shoot. So you'll kind of break off. He'll hold the musket up as you fly off. He'll put it down before kind of holding it close. Well, he'll hold it close as he stands up and gets back to his perch, sits back down, but this time rests the musket directly next to him, and continues tending to the fire. As he kind of gives a look around, I'll make him an active perception. He does not see you guys yet. Just continues to tend to his fire.
Seems fairly hesitant in firing.
After seeing that, I think we should break off from here and go make camp and deal with this in the morning.
Hildy will circle back and join the others, but not in like an obvious way.
Make another
Where,
stealth
like-
check.
Like we're gonna want it to be like a long, super loopy thing.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another stealth check. Okay.
Is it at disadvantage or?
No. However, as you go ahead and land, you manage to land pretty carefully, kind of trying to use whatever you can for cover. However, you see the hippo individuals kind of looks up from the fire for a moment, and his eyes kind of look back over in your guys' direction with a raised eyebrow.
Do I notice that he's seen me?
You notice that he's noticed some kind of noise. Whether or not he sees you specifically, you're not sure, as it is rather dark over where you guys are. It seems more he just heard you. It seems more like he heard you land, and is just kind of warily, like you see his hand go out and grab onto his rifle.
I am going to mage armor.
Okay, so you'll go ahead and cast mage armor on. So mage armor does have a verbal component, remember?
Yeah.
So would you like to try to do that quietly? Or are you just going for it?
I won't cast mage armor. I'll just come out of my hiding spot because he's going to see us anyways. And there.
All right, so you'll go ahead and
Wild Demon walks out with Aster.
Aster will as Aster.
At that point, because at the instant I would have cast Greater Invisibility. And did it my meta magic to make it quiet, so I would have been gone.
So as Aster kind of steps out, the figure stands up, rifle held, and you will hear from him a rather deep voice that comes from this figure. And as he fully turns, you can see that in one of his eyes that was kind of seemed to dance a little bit off the light, there is just a monocle in his right eye. As he turns, musket drawn, you hear him go, "Oh, who are you then? Why have you come to our camp? Why are you watching us?"
We just were inspecting some noises. We didn't know that. We just wanted to see if there were any other people here.
He kind of like watches you. He kind of watches you and he says, "That's a likely story. You're with the Grey Reaper Brotherhood, aren't you? Come to try to take us out while we're sleeping. A clever ploy."
So who and what now?
The what?
Something Reaper Brotherhood or something?
The
Great
Reaper. Grey Reaper Brotherhood.
Grey Reaper. Have we heard of this?
Hildy might have. Hildy, go ahead and make me a history check.
Rip. She probably hasn't. No.
You have no idea who the Grey Reaper Brotherhood is.
Grey Reaper Brotherhood. Okay.
The only person out there that he knows of is Aster, right?
No, I walked out with Aster.
Oh yeah, he aims at you as well. Just has.
Nakak is already like trying to pull. Go ahead and just take the shoulders of Esriel or whoever's near him and tries to pull them back. It's still invisible because we were supposed to start backing away, and these two guys are going to kill themselves. Then so be it.
So the two of you who are visible, what do you say? He still has his musket trained on both of you.
Excuse me, who are the Black Reaper Brotherhood?
Grey Reaper Brotherhood, not the Black Reaper.
Grey Reaper Brotherhood.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion roll.
Okay. 11. Okay.
So this individual will kind of keep his musket trained on you. His eyes kind of narrow for a moment. You don't think he's fully... Either he's too on edge to believe that you're not a member of whatever this brotherhood is, or he just genuinely doesn't believe you.
Okay then.
Hildy immediately starts like disarming herself and, "Hi, I'm Hildy. I promise you we come in peace. We really just heard the noises and wanted to make sure the forest was okay."
Hildy, go ahead and make me a persuasion roll with advantage as you're willingly disarming yourself. Okay, 15. So you see he kind of, as he's holding it up, he's kind of just watching both of you carefully before he kind of, with his musket still drawn, will kind of point over to the fire, like he's motioning you to come forward.
I come forward.
I walk with.
Okay, anybody? As you guys approach, he'll say,
Huh, who else is with you?
What? I didn't understand.
Who else is with you?
Oh, okay. I have a few of our friends who are sort of hanging back in the forest.
Tell them to come out.
You want them to come up?
Yes, all of them.
Okay. I go back. Hi. He's really nice. Come on.
He doesn't seem
don't
really
believe
nice.
He wants you. Doesn't matter. He might kill us. So
Well, whose
Why
fault
did you
is
say
that?
we were here?
The luck.
We could have had the jump if anything went down.
DM, by this point, I'm sure it's been over a minute since my greater invisibility has happened. Basically, if no one's followed me, I've just decided to go back a little bit further into the forest. I just kept my eye on the rest of the party.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I've-
everyone just became visible. Got it.
No,
I mean-
it's I only cast greater invisibility on myself because I wanted to do that. And when I pulled back,
Yeah.
I tapped anyone that was near me to pull back because that was what the idea was we were going to do until
Yeah.
Well, Hildy's basically
That's
giving you
probably-
guys away at this point.
well, Hildy gave away everyone else. Back Axe is the only one that's just now further away. Still has eye contact with the party, but he's just deeper into the forest by this point.
I mean, I guess it's Nakex
Yeah.
told her away that she's with him.
I've
Come
been
on,
standing
Goo.
there the whole time.
And you will hear this. The individual will call out again as you guys are kind of having this back and forth. And he will say,
Quickly, this is your last warning before I wake up the camp.
God.
What do you want?
I'll walk out of the bush.
You'll walk out. He'll kind of train his musket on you, and he's basically looks like he's scanning the line, watching for the others. Anybody else? Anybody else coming out?
I'm still slathered in blood, so this should be pretty interesting. I'm just gonna walk right up to where Aster is.
Hmm.
Think we should make a run for it?
Fucking idiots! I'm just gonna go ahead and stomp my way through.
Pum, pum.
I'm not even gonna bother with just trying to be stealthy. I'm just pass through whatever brush. I'm just trudging straight through.
Follow.
I am absolutely angry over this.
He'll go ahead, and as he kind of sees you guys coming out, he kind of, not so slyly, begins kind of reaching under the stump. He pulls out this very fine blue, what almost looks like, you guys remember those pictures of George Washington, the coat that he wore? It's basically that. The cuffs are...
A turncoat?
Yeah, he basically pulls out a turncoat and puts it on. It is this very deep blue, and the cuffs, as well as most of the chest and shoulders, is this very vibrant gold, very vibrant gold fabric. And you see, he kind of reaches up and adjusts his monocle, still having his gun trained. As all of you exit, he will motion for you to come to the all of you to come to the fire.
You put the gun down, I'll approach. Right, won't even know it's gun. You put that thing down and I'll approach.
You're in no position to bargain. Come.
Wait, did you just say prisoners?
No, he said you're in no position to bargain. Now come.
Okay.
I think I do have some position to bargain.
I yell at the laughing giant.
And you
No.
guys, see this.
See what?
I don't see
Uh,
it.
Yeah, see what?
Does not let me show it. It's not letting me show you guys. Damn it. Okay, all players' journals. Go ahead and check your Can I show it now? No? Okay.
Oh, now I see
Oh
him.
my god.
Okay, yep.
Oh,
Hello
The
there.
hunter transitioned into the hippo he was shooting.
Big
Yep.
man.
I think I'm bigger.
Valak, how tall are you?
7'11", I do believe.
7'11".
Hildy's
Yeah,
taller than you. She's 8 foot tall.
Yeah, I'll put this into
7'11"?
perspective. I'll put this into perspective. He's maybe an inch shorter than you. Oh, someone's crying.
Yep, somebody's pissed off.
Yeah, no, he's about 7'10". He is tall. So anyway, as all of you go ahead and make your way out from the tree line, he motions you over, and you can see that there are other tree stumps that encircle the fire, rather large, and you can actually see them splintering in some areas just from what may be just the weight of these creatures, whatever they are.
Like, climbs
If
up
you
and
put
sits right
that-
across from this creature.
You put that magical thing down, I'll walk up there.
Magic. I do not use such foolishness.
I'm pretty sure Vlok doesn't know what a gun is yet.
Valak spot people who've used guns. Like he can surmise it's about the similar. It's similar.
Okay, so you put that gun down, and I'll come up peacefully.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh my god.
So,
Good job.
so it kind of comes out a bit threatening, almost like you're threatening him. As you see him his grip kind of tightens at the front of the gun, and you see his finger kind of pulling back a bit on the trigger.
No, please. He's a little standoffish, but I promise you he's like a big old teddy bear.
Sit down.
Block, please.
I prefer
You
to
don't
stand.
want... Come closer then at least. Don't be the weirdo standing in the corner.
No.
Hildy's already sitting down. I'll go ahead and take a seat over there.
Alright.
Fantastic work, Hildy. I'm glad that we decided to go ahead and check this out, and it's totally not something that, resulted in us all being wonderful compatriots to our new friend here.
No. Hey, allies of the Great War are really important.
So you
Yeah,
guys...
I'll just walk up and just stand there.
That's fine, as long as you've approached.
I only moved up about 15 feet, depending on...
As long as you are fully within the light, he doesn't care. And is everybody making their way up? Has everyone made their way up?
Yep.
Alright.
Mhm.
So he'll kind of go ahead and relax.
And I'll be right back.
Yeah, he'll go ahead and relax his finger off the trigger, but still holding the musket in hand as he sits down.
So,
To introduce myself, I'm Hildy. What's your name?
my name is Gerald. I'm the lookout for this camp. And you are Hildy, yes? And who are the rest of
Yes.
you?
My name is Asta Florence.
Huh.
Put this. Alright, move that. Gerald.
Yeah.
Did he have a last name or just say Gerald?
He's only said
Nice.
Gerald.
Okay, so. Kent Clarkson. And that's all you'll get from me.
A very strange name for a dragonborn.
I come from a very strange place.
Don't worry, he's a very strange individual.
And he'll look over at you, Ezreal, and Goo.
Lana Louise.
What was the name you gave him?
Lana Louise.
Lana Louise.
Lana. Alright.
Looks over at you, go.
Morton.
Morton. So, what brought you to our camp? Why have you come to us?
Well, as our fine friend here has informed us, there was this great amount of booming that occurred in this area. So she, in her infinite wisdom, decided to go ahead and tell us to just have a peek over here and see what's happening. And now we're here and we're seeing what's happening.
So you heard our
I
battle,
appreciate
did
your
you?
tone.
Battle.
Yes. The Brotherhood assaulted our camp. We managed to drive their forces back, and I was assigned to watch over it in case they returned. The sly bastards. They never know when to quit.
Do they happen to have a uniform or?
Yes. They wear a primarily grey but red uniform. Are you not from around here? Do you not know of the war that's been happening?
We're kind of new to these parts.
City folk, are you? Pugh. Disgusting. Don't know how to make a life on their own.
Not exactly.
Not exactly either.
Kind of gives both of you a once over.
Well,
So it was red and black, right, Eric?
For the Gray Reaper Brotherhood, it's primarily gray with touches of red.
And Giff is sitting here just waiting for his to come back.
This is Gerald. And now that you guys are actually in the light, you can see into the various tents. At least the ones surrounding the fire, there's a good 12, 14 other of these hippo creatures.
Do they seem injured at all, or?
At least the ones here don't. A lot of them appear to just kind of be in a deep sleep. Which is surprising given that he's kind of been yelling this whole time and they haven't woken up.
Yeah.
So, war. Alright.
Huh.
I'll bite. Over what? Land? Money? Power?
dominance. Over the
I'm sorry.
continent.
He said dominance over the continent. Yes, I know the accent is very difficult to decipher, but it's what I decided to go with.
Okay,
It doesn't help that you keep cutting out either, so I'm like half
Wait, am I really?
It's
God damn it.
amazing. No, it's not your fault, it's me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay. Kind of. So is it, yeah.
That's just it. The entire continent. No breaking points, no single aspect of I want to do this, and the other side said I want to do this.
Well, seeing as you appear to be telling the truth, and you don't smell of the Brotherhood's filth, I suppose I will talk. My group here is known as the Daywalkers. We are a small faction that has been set out to eliminate the Grey Reaper Brotherhood wherever they may reside within our lands.
But the Grey Reapers happen to be a large organization, or?
They are one of the three military powers that reside within the continent. Mostly made up of disgusting bandits and thieves. However, they have some bright heads amongst their ranks, and as such they've managed to push back our efforts time and time again.
Ah, Christ, this is what Tal was talking about, where there was infighting involved, wasn't there? Jesus.
Do you know if they happen to be attacking a certain city? Karana in particular.
He will say, Karana has been attacked not just by the Brotherhood. We have made our own attempts to overtake the city. However, their forces stand strong. I presume that's where you're all from.
Not
That's
exactly.
where we're traveling from.
We have tried negotiating with the figureheads that run the city in an attempt to receive aid in our efforts. However, we have been met with nothing but military brutality.
Can I insight check him?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Where is my... Okay.
He seems to be being honest. He continues on and says, We have been attempting to take the coastline for the past 4 days. However, the Brotherhood has their own tricks that they've set up around the forest. I warn you that should you come across any of these traps or any of the Brotherhood, strike them down before they have a chance to attempt to sway you with their words. They are quite the influential talkers from what we've seen.
They'll have a good time with me then.
He looks over at you, egg soaked in blood, says, Do you always walk around with such filth on your body?
Yes.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Well, I've told you quite a bit about me and my organization. What about you all? What are you doing, scouring the forests?
I noticed the forest was sick, and I thought maybe the booms that, and she points to his rifle that I assume that has been making, has caused it.
I apologize, Emily. I didn't quite hear you. You're a bit quiet on my end.
Hildy just says, we're traveling through and I noticed the forest is very sick and dying. I assume the booms I heard were causing it, and I point to his rifle. That thing is causing it, so that's why we're here. You notice this too?
I don't know how much time you've spent in the forest, but I will tell you right now, it's been this way for a long time. And yes, if you're so interested, some of our testing has caused some damage to the surrounding woods, but not enough to cause this level of devastation.
Testing?
What are you testing?
Weapons. Upping our arsenal for our next assault against the Brotherhood.
And Hildy points to the big metal thing with the wood. That thing?
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll, Hildy.
Hey.
He'll kind of glance at you for a moment before he reaches into a side pouch and pulls out this circular ball of metal, and you can see it has a series of spikes jutting out the sides of it, as well as a small, what looks like a key loop at the top.
No, we've been experimenting with our more explosive inventions.
This is.
How small is this exactly?
It's maybe about. It could maybe fit in the palm of your hand.
Alright, so definitely bigger than the little berry.
I would like to ask if there were any other groups attacking the city. Just curious.
No. From what we understand, the Sanguine Hand sticks to their end of the continent, would not dare to go near the cities.
Sigwin.
The Sanguine Hand.
Were you talking about the Sanguine Hand? I didn't catch that.
He said to his knowledge, the Sanguine Hand sticks to their end of the continent and wouldn't dare approach the cities.
Okay.
So it's just the Grey Reaper Brotherhood.
Did we get the name of the organization that Gerald is in?
He said
Yes, the Dawnwalkers.
the Daywalkers.
Yeah, Daywalkers. My bad.
Daywalkers, thanks.
It's written Daywalkers, but I said Dawnwalkers for whatever reason. My bad.
And the Sigwin Hand, are they also factored into this dominance of the continent?
Of course.
Interesting to think about. In fact, you say that they're not interested in taking over cities, yet if they so desire to take over land, don't they?
The Sanguine Hand seeks to...
He holds up his hands as he does quote,
unite the continent, build up an army under their emperor, and overtake the cities with a military force that could be unrivaled. However, as of now, they are weak. One good thing about the Brotherhood is they don't keep their deals. And as such, the Sanguine Hand made a tactical error in trusting them with a mission to take us out. And it has left them with a much smaller military. So for the time being, we were able to keep them secluded and away. But from what I understand, they've managed to reinforce most of their key locations, making it difficult for us to get in and take over the area.
There's one more organization I would like to ask you about. Have you heard of an organization called Rome? They preferably wear these masks, and I will reach into my backpack and take out one of the masks.
he'll go ahead and he'll reach out and inspect it.
I'm also wearing one of their cloaks.
Well, now that you mention it, we did have someone wearing this kind of uniform approach us with an offer of joining our military efforts. However, the Major sent them away. Told us that no good would come from working with them. And the last time we had any scouts report on the Brotherhood, they did say that there was a few individuals that resided within their towns and cities that bear that uniform.
It seems that our target is the same.
So, that's the other part of this plan, huh? Play the strategy game called War. Alright. That's at least good information on that.
My vote is to take out these Grey Brotherhood fellows.
mean, we probably want a better understanding of all three of the groups before we even begin to make any choices.
We still have our own goals to actually looking for. Yes. So if we get ourselves tied up into this war, we're gonna lose more time in trying to get our information straight.
As of right now, they pose the biggest threat to us.
Gerald will speak up and say,
Now, I asked you earlier, but I am amicable and gave you more information. What are you all, if you are truly a neutral party, doing roaming the forest?
We are in search of more of those bird individuals. We think we have some sort of other camp out or hideout or something deep farther on past this way. And we're just trying to find them.
So you seek to wipe out the Brotherhood as well. Is that correct?
Mainly these bird people, yes. And I guess an extension of the Brotherhood is if they're working together.
And where, pray tell, were you heading to?
It just points in a general direction. I assume she knows where we've been going. Just that way.
do you say the name of the city or just pointing in a direction?
Nah, I'm just pointing in a direction. Hildy would not have been paying attention to the city.
Alright. Kind of look off. Eyebrow raised a bit.
Around the continent or the coast?
Oh no, Hildy would know that.
Oh,
Volok, you would know.
would I?
Yeah, you guys were heading to Nightshan, which is a town on the coast.
We're going to Ghost. Nightshan, to be exact.
You see him kind of smile for a moment.
Is that so? Well,
Yes.
seeing as our goals do align in some way, I'll let you know Nightshan is run by the Brotherhood.
Oh, is that so?
So, perhaps we could work to each other's favor. We'd be willing to help you get any more information on where more of these masked individuals could be. And in exchange, you assist the Daywalkers in ridding the continent of the Brotherhood.
My other question is, what happens when the Brotherhood is gone? What will your organization do then?
Once the Brotherhood has been eradicated, we will move our forces into the various cities to create an occupation. From there, we move against the Sanguine Hand, and once they are cleared out, we will set about establishing true law throughout the continent.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Same.
So to both of you, he seems to be telling the truth. Aster, make me an intelligence roll.
From which one of us?
Aster.
Okay. And I fuck up. Yeah, I fuck up.
Okay. I'd say Ezreal too, being a knowledge domain cleric, you could make a intelligence check.
Gotcha. Oh, it's windy.
Wait, can I lucky it? Actually, no.
You could roll. Yeah, you could use luck if you want to.
Oh.
Would you like to use luck, Aster?
16. Okay.
16.
Fuck it. Yeah.
So, kind of thinking about how he's wording everything, has he mentioned the Sanguine Hand with their emperor? Seems to be taking more of an imperialist view. The way he's describing his group's methods of overtaking appears to be military occupation, I don't remember the exact word and it's escaping me right now, but a country in which the military has power as opposed to a single ruling party.
Authoritarian?
Authoritarian, yeah. He seems to be talking more about authoritarian.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't roll high enough to say anything about it.
This is
Yeah.
just Aster. So Aster, the way he's describing what they plan to do sounds a lot like an authoritarian rulership.
I see.
Well, we're more interested in these masked individuals. But it's clear that in order to get to them, we'd have to go to the Brotherhood. At best, I believe that we can offer at least a crippling of their forces.
I'll tell you what.
No guarantees that it will actually finish the job.
I'll tell you what. If you would like to, set up your camp within ours. Come dawn, I'll have you speak with the Major. He can come to a much better agreement, and if you are willing to do some work for us and get us some information on the Brotherhood, we'd be more than happy to reward you for your efforts.
At the very least, a night's rest will do good for all parties involved.
Thank you for your kindness. The wild one appreciates it.
Can I insight check him to see if he's bullshitting and trying to kill us?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like he's being truthful.
May I? Oh, no.
How do I know you're not just gonna try to trap us here?
Trapping a neutral party would serve no benefit to us
Nah,
one way or another.
All in. Go Daybreakers.
Daywalkers.
But we don't know if you consider us a neutral party, and vice versa.
From your words alone, and that is all I really have to go by. And if you truly were a member of the Brotherhood, you would have had no hesitation in trying to kill me. So, if it would make you feel more comfortable, feel free to leave, set up camp, and return in the morning. I merely offer you to set up camp here in case the Brotherhood was to ambush you. We would at least be able to assist you.
Yeah, protective methods.
I think
Really
we should
appreciate
probably stay in camp with these guys. There's more numbers here than what we have. So if anything does pop up,
Have to wait for a more quiet space or discuss further with ourselves. Fine.
I think that would be a good idea if we could speak alone. No offense.
Then taken. Take your time
That's good.
and come to a decision. But understand something. This is war. And should we find you on the battlefield assisting either army that is not ours, we will not hesitate. Is that clear?
You would expect nothing less.
Not a lot of options when you're a civilian caught in crossfire.
He'll go ahead and kind of post himself up. He actually reaches into his pouch again and pulls out that pipe that you see in the picture, fills it with a bit of tobacco before he takes a burning branch out from the fire, lights it, and puts it back. And seems to just kind of get back into his more, like he's scanning, basically giving you guys an unspoken leave.
I will pull from my backpack a bottle of wine and hand it to him.
I'll cautiously take it.
Thanks for your kindness.
I'll go ahead and set it down next to him. He doesn't open it or drink it. He still seems very cautious of you.
Would you like some Al?
No.
I pull out my cask and start drinking from it.
I do recommend checking that bottle of wine, though. It's kind of old, and I found it somewhere.
Alright, so you guys will...
So can I cast Purify Food and Drink on it?
Well, as of right now, he's basically like looking at you all like go talk, and don't. But he doesn't want you to stay.
Oh, he like really just wants us to go.
Yeah.
I have already left.
Yeah.
Hildy bows.
I've already followed suit.
Yep, I've left.
I just follow.
Alright.
Once I get enough of a safe distance away, I am going to be snapping my direction toward Hildy. Congratulations, Hildy! We're now trapped in a war!
We're not trapped by anything.
No. Yeah. You see, when people fight and they say, hey, we would like you to come talk with us, typically it's a good thing to go ahead and talk with them, because if you don't, then they think, oh, you're working for the other guy. So, when they think you're working with the other guy, they're going to kill you. And if these other groups are as like them, they're going to have the exact same thing. They're going to see a bunch of weirdos like ourselves and try to kill us while we're out here.
So why don't we play both sides?
I prefer to not side with these Brotherhood of Grey people.
That's a surefire way to get us killed.
Siding with any of them is going to get us killed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
either way.
The only good side is that we're not giant, whatever those are.
Make a nature check.
Oh,
Everybody
boy.
can make a nature check to see if they know what this is.
Oh, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Just inherently.
Okay. Hildy can make a nature
I'm allowed
check.
to. I'm not allowed to.
Alright.
Smart.
Alright. So Hildy and Aster, you guys will know that these are called GIF. GIF are typically a much more advanced race than most of the humanoid races. Shown even more so from the fact that they have much more advanced black powder weaponry. You know that they are very strict. They are very militaristic in their approach to pretty much everything. And Aster, one thing that stands out with you is they hate magic. They see magic as a crutch and sign of weakness for from anybody who uses it, believing that through evolution and advancement in technology is the only true way to gain honor and strength.
Okay, you said GIF?
GIF,
Yeah.
GIFF.
It's also on the Google Doc. I mean, not Doc, Google Doc.
Okay,
David, I just love how you went. It's on the Google Doc. No, not the Google Doc. The Google Doc.
Okay, so you're absolutely sure it's the GIF. It's not the GIF.
Fuck off.
I will fight you.
Stop
It's pronounced
making fun.
Dive.
Make it sure.
It's pronounced Yif, thank you.
Okay. Regardless, now we're stuck in it.
We've been stuck in it ever since we got here.
Well, we would not have been stuck into this situation with a triumvirate of factions trying to kill each other. If we actually decided to go with what I want to do, which is just have some ravioli, do a little circle around and go, oh, there's a little camp here, and there's just a big hippo thing there. And then we would have just went on our way, we would have been able to get it. We can't do that.
Either way, we would have ran into them one point or another.
And
We're
now
out in
maybe
the
we'll
woods
hesitate
traveling.
before they murder us. We got information that's going to help us for where we are going. If you really hate the idea of hearing them out, we just don't have to show up tomorrow. We can just go. They're not what's causing this like I thought, so okay, I wasn't right.
If we want to leave, we can.
What's worrying me right now is the involvement of Rome with the Brotherhood. While we were taking our time gathering equipment, I went around and asked some military personnel about the status of the city. It seems that their defenses are wavering quite a lot recently. And go on, Rick.
No, go ahead.
No, you can go.
No, go. Finish.
No.
David,
Finish!
David, finish. Go.
Okay. Okay, train of thought, come back to me.
That means the military vote.
And considering that since Rome and the Brotherhood of Grey are trying to break into
Oh
Corona.
my god. The Grey Reaper Brotherhood, David.
Yeah, Grey Reaper, fuck you. Whatever, you know what I mean. I'll memorize it later.
Alright.
It's fine.
Alright.
Okay. It means that they'll eventually get a hold of Ezekiel.
Damn it. Well, they want information on the Brotherhood, but I don't think the Brotherhood are inherently terrible, at least not to my knowledge. Just because one guy says that they are doesn't mean that they aren't.
Maybe instead of attacking the Brotherhood directly, we can try and sever the partnership.
That's why I said to him, the best that we should offer is being able to cripple them, not just outright remove leadership or anything of the sort. If Trevor's trying to put a finger on the scales to make sure that somehow this war affects something in his future to try to offset whatever else he wants to try to get rid of, we need to find a way to offset that as well.
We need to keep them fighting each other for as long as possible. Until we get rid of Tremor, of course.
So how do you plan on doing that? They're expecting us to side with them.
No clue.
Well,
We'll side with them and just avoid it all?
no. Here's what I'm thinking, and it just may just be the night, and me being slightly tired thinking about this. For now, we go with it. We let them know that we're going to go ahead and head into the town. We go ahead and find our next piece of the artifact. If the information that they require is minor enough that it's fine to pass by, then I'll let them have it. In a situation that it becomes something that could absolutely, again, tip the balance of this war and one side against another, then, well, as much as I hate to say it, I would love to be a war enemy at that point. If Ashler, we need to keep this war going, then any major information needs to be kept secret. But if it's fine enough, then again, we work with them. A temporary partnership, if anything. And if the temporary partnership turns out to have been a bad deal, then we can break off easy. No harm, no foul, minus, well, their
So
large weaponry type.
let's just play it off as if we run into this Grey Brotherhood and they're around, we'll hop on their side.
We're not hopping sides. We're
If
as
not,
far
it's
as they
gonna
know, we're a
be...
neutral party.
Yeah, but think about it this way. We go into this town, they know where we're heading, and they're expecting us to lead them out. Who knows if they could just, both of them, come after us. You gotta remember that. War is not always fair.
War is never fair.
So how do you know it's not just a trap? How do you know somebody doesn't have a bounty on our heads?
The only ones that would have bounties on their head are bird masks. And if we're heading straight into the heart of where these Grey Reapers are, no doubt that they'll probably already have the tell to know that we're coming.
Just as a point of note, for most of you, for you guys, since this did just end, he didn't say that it was the heart of the Grey Reaper Brotherhood. He said that Nightshan was in the Grey Reaper Brotherhood's domain. It's one of the cities they control.
Okay, the domain.
Yeah.
Which means we will be running into these guys once we get in that town. Or while we're on our way.
I don't like this.
So either way, we pretty much walked into something.
Yeah.
Something we
So-
should have stayed far away from. But I guess it's too
Okay.
late now.
We could work this.
Yeah, a little choice in the matter.
We'll get it figured out. You know how we improvise.
I mean, we would have walked into it now. We would have walked into it when we approached the town. So I don't really know if there's any point. in
Yeah, if we
arguing
got to
about it.
town, we're gonna be on the other side of this coin.
Alright. Aster, do your bubble thing and we'll...
I say we just stay right here on the side of camp.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys will... I assume you guys have walked off far enough that he wouldn't be able to hear the conversation.
Yes.
But you guys will
Oh,
go
yes.
ahead and return, and you will see him kind of still... He has his eyes closed for a moment and is taking in some of his... is taking a big puff from his pipe as he looks over.
So, have you had a chance to talk?
Yeah, we're gonna stay right here off the edge of your guys' camp for the night.
A very wise choice. Please, set yourselves up. I have the shift until daybreak. So, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Okay. I appreciate that.
He'll go ahead and he kind of just readjusts himself, kind of takes his more... You see him kind of get up for a moment and start kind of walking a perimeter, just inspecting the area as you guys finish setting up your tent. The bubble goes up. You guys all bed down.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I'm also gonna set an alarm spell around as well.
Alright, so you go ahead and you get the alarm spell ready. You all find yourselves to rest. It's uncomfortable in a way, but eventually all of you find yourselves to sleep. The
I was gonna
night...
say, do you think that's a good idea for us all to go to sleep?
Oh,
I'll take first watch.
No, so you guys gonna
I
take
can
watches?
take second.
Aster, you'll go
I'll
ahead.
take second.
Alright. Aster, on your watch, give me a perception
I'll
check.
stay up with Aster.
Okay. So each of you can make me a perception check, or one of you can with advantage.
Perception. Go ahead, do it with advantage.
Okay. 21.
So you'll kind of, for the first few hours of your shift, kind of just look around. You'll see Gerald will do a perimeter around your section of the camp. Will kind of go off for a moment, and then he'll be gone for maybe another 10-ish minutes before he comes back from seeming to do a full perimeter walk around the camp before returning to his post. Nothing really catches your eye in your guys' shifts. Who is taking second watch?
I will.
am. That's real.
So, alright, so both of you can make me a perception check, or one can with advantage.
Your call.
I'll do it with advantage.
Second watch, you guys kind of sit up, looking about. The fire kind of starts to die down a little bit. You see Gerald's not really tending to it too much. Closer to the end of your shift, he eventually makes the effort to get it reignited. Kind of still as you guys look around, nothing really catches your eye during your watch. Were we going into a third watch or?
Yes.
Okay. Who's taking? I'm assuming Goo's taking the third watch.
Me.
Okay.
Dio.
Goo, go ahead and make me a perception check, please.
Fuck.
Oh.
For some reason, I thought that says deception for a second.
What are you hiding from us, Goo? No. So
I'm kidding. I'm pretending to take a watch.
So kind of during your watch, you'll kind of just lazily keep an eye out around, kind of knowing the tent will keep you safe if anyone tries to attack. You kind of drift off, just staring into space for a while, and eventually you'll kind of feel Bosco kind of headbutt you against the arm, look over and just kind of pet him gently as he goes back to sleep next to you. But your watch goes uneventful.
Oh boy.
Anybody? Are we taking a fourth watch, or is that going to be the last watch for tonight?
I'm not taking a watch at all.
Okay. All right. So you guys will conclude after the third watch. The sun will begin to crest, although you only see it for a moment before once again it kind of disappears behind this mass of clouds, just giving off this red hue against the sky. You guys will come to consciousness around maybe 9-ish in the morning. Around this time, Goo, as you've been taking watch, you noticed as the sun began to rise, you started seeing more of these GIF going around, and they kind of give a cursory look to the dome that has appeared next to their tent. However, Gerald will explain the conversation to them. The language that they speak is very guttural and very it seems like very long, almost like a chant of some kind. However, you unless you speak GIF, you do not understand what they're saying.
Not yet, I don't.
Um,
Monk powers.
but eventually you will see that the camp begins to rouse. More of these GIF kind of come out, kind of just stretching into the crisp morning air, grabbing up their equipment and seem to kind of begin running drills. As you all come to consciousness, you can see that there are a number of GIF that are talking to each other, some of them checking their weapons, others kind of appear to be giving orders to others as they start doing exercises and different activities around the camps. But as you guys wake up, you see Gerald's kind of still standing guard. He seems tired as he's had the whole night's watch, but he's standing right next to your tent, seemingly awaiting you all to come out.
Would he even see us because we went in the bubble?
Oh, he doesn't see you, but he can see the bubble. But he knows that
I
you
would
guys
assume
went
he
in
can
there, so
see
he's
me if I'm
standing at
watching.
attention. He's standing at attention and waiting for you all to emerge from your tent.
See, I would have figured I was outside.
You could have been if you want to.
Yeah, I will have been.
Okay, so Gerald will kind of look at you as the early morning passes, it gets closer, he'll kind of look over. Do your companions plan on coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, I wouldn't really feel like it.
You see him kind of knock against the bubble and he'll just kind of scoff before.
Since I've been taking a watches, I am going to be.
I wouldn't recommend that if I were you.
He'll kind of pay no mind to your warning before just going back to attention and awaiting your companions to leave. Eventually, again,
I'm gonna walk out.
Right, so Velaki will emerge from the dome. He'll kind of look over. All the others ready?
I don't know. Here, I'll walk back in and find out.
So Valak will walk back in as you guys are all rousing.
Yeah, I'm just spending a little bit of time just preparing all my spells for the day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he'll be doing.
It looks like he's waiting for us.
Yeah, you guys all notice that Gerald is currently at attention, musket raised, across his chest.
Yeah, we got mage armor for the day, and yep.
I'm stepping out, making sure that robe is presentable.
Yeah, you kind of dust yourself
Just the
off,
hat if I need to.
fix yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks like they're all getting up and getting their stuff going.
As I do step out, I do go ahead and look at Gerald, and I will kind of look him up and down.
You can see that.
Oh.
You can see that though he's keeping attention as best he can. He looks tired. Like he looks like he's ready to sleep.
Is there something you need to tell us? Because it looks like you're ready to go lay out.
I am. I'm just waiting to take you to the Major.
Okay.
He walks out.
I'm gonna walk back in. Hey, it looks like we're gonna go meet somebody higher than this guy.
Joy,
Right.
please listen to
Something
me.
they call as a major?
Yes, the Major.
No, I went back in to tell everybody else as it came out. Unless he could hear me, I don't know.
No, I don't think he can hear you through the tent.
Yeah, so I'm telling everybody who's still inside. I guess he wants to go take us to meet the major, whoever that could be, or whatever that is.
Alright, let's go.
Do any of you have a soldier background?
No.
I don't even remember. Let me go check.
So, what background?
The soldier
Soldier.
background.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm a soldier.
So you guys vaguely know
Yeah,
that
I mean,
major refers
30s.
to some sort of ranking in the military, how in a military order. However, you have absolutely no idea how high it ranks in that in a military order.
No, I did a custom background.
Okay. All right. So you guys eventually will get yourselves up. Gerald will escort you through the camp. You see a number of the different GIF are kind of watching you as you go past. You're definitely a curious sight as you move there, as you make your way through the camp. However, the deeper into the camp you get, you start to realize that among the GIF there are also what appear to be some other humanoid races, some tiefling, some human, and you even scout one dragonborn among all of them. However, the population of this camp seems to be primarily GIF. You are led.
Every dragonborn I walk by,
It's only
be
one.
like, what's up?
It's only one.
I'm gonna tell him in Draconic, what's happening?
You see a red dragonborn kind of look over at you as you say so, but he doesn't seem interested in talking. He just watches you as you go past.
Asshole.
Eventually,
Valak like goddamn butter.
eventually, you guys will make your way towards towards the far side of the camp, to a much bigger tent. And as you walk in, you will see that there is another GIF. This one seems much more filled out than the others, has a bit more muscle to him. You can see his outfit is much sharper and cleaner with different badges that go across his chest. And he seems to be in the process of going over a map that is set up on a small desk in front of him. Gerald will hold up and say,
Major,
and he'll look up.
I apologize for bothering you so early. However, we have individuals here that I think you should meet with. They may be willing to aid us against the Grey Reaper Brotherhood.
And the major looks over it.
Yes. Yes. Please, come in. Gerald, back to your post.
And Gerald will salute him before walking back out. The major, as you've been introduced, kind of stands to his full height, which is about 8'4". He's taller than Balak. And will make his way around the desk, arms behind his back, standing perfectly straight up and down. And look at all of you.
So, you all want to aid the Daywalkers. Is that correct? What are your names?
I'm gonna look at each other and be like, I don't think we said that.
It seems that for the moment our goals might be interlinked.
I'm pretty sure it was implied. Like, I thought exactly what was going to happen after I said last night. Kenneth Clarkson, by the way.
Hester Florence.
Well, I apologize for not having any seating arrangement for you.
Malak?
Do you have a group, a name for your group?
The favored few?
A favorite few. Well, as you've already introduced, I am the Major. I run the encampment here, and I am the primary tactician that is leading this squad against the Grey Reaper Brotherhood. Well, if you are at least interested, please let's talk.
Go ahead and make his way back around the desk and sit down, though there is really no place for you all to sit.
As already made clear to your individual, at best we will not be able to outright eliminate your enemy. However, given that there is another group that is hiding within the ranks of the Grey Reaper Brotherhood, we are more than happy to at least cripple or attempt to try
Get
to
some information?
eliminate. Yeah. Grab some information and at least eliminate this other helping hand, let's say, to interfere with your efforts, we say.
Well, that certainly is good news. Now, as Gerald had said, you are a roaming party. Where are your travels taking you?
To the coast?
Well, the nearest city or town from here is Nightshan if you are heading to the coast. And as I hope Gerald has informed you, it is under the Brotherhood's control.
He said something about that.
Well, we've been looking to find any sort of access points, any hidden entryways that may allow us access into the town. If we can take...
Oh, thank goodness you said entryways, because otherwise I was going to say, have you tried the front door?
If we
While we're there, we could look around. We do have at least one or two snoopers in here. They could get you that information and map it out.
Well, that information would be quite helpful. If we are able to get control of Nightshan, then we can begin moving a naval fleet against some of its cities, and hopefully start turning the tide against them.
But here's the thing.
Is there a map on his desk table?
Yeah, you look over and you can see that as of this moment, it appears to be similar to your map of the continent. However, oh, hang on, sorry.
Next.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yes, Tina.
You know we're gonna have to get something out of this, right?
Not right
Oh,
now.
of course.
Okay, good night.
I'm going in.
I mean, we got actually quite a lot out of this, in my
Oh,
opinion.
hang on. Get Otis out. Otis.
That's to be expected, and of course
Don't be mean to her.
I'm not being mean
the
to her.
pricing is going to be there. The question is whether or not this is the right quote-unquote faction.
Okay, I apologize. For
There
that. I
is
had
no
to
right
talk to
faction.
somebody real quick. All right, back to business. So the map that is on his table appears to be similar to the map that you hold. However, you can see that different areas are blocked off and seemingly cropped out with different colors. You can see that that there is a streak of gray that seems to weave its way mostly down the coast. However, seems to take up most of the far side of the. However, seems to take up a majority of the far side of the continent from where you are currently. Which you can only assume to be where the Brotherhood resides, or at least what the territory they control is. You can see that there is a much deeper red that seems to be drawn coming off from the far side of the continent and seems to end just a little ways before the center of the continent, and based on what you can infer, that is probably the territory of the Sanguine Hand. And finally, and what seems to be the greater majority of the continent appears to be this very vibrant yellow, and you can assume that that is the Daywalker, what the Daywalkers control.
So, how much information do you actually have on this town?
From what we understand, the Brotherhood is using Nightshan as its main way to move troops against not only Corona, but the various encampments we have throughout the territories close to the city. Luckily, for the time being, we've managed to thwart off any small forces that they throw our way. However, I can't help but feel like our luck is going to run out sooner than later. So, I would like you, if you are indeed willing to help. As I said, if you can locate any weak points, any areas that are not as heavily guarded, or maybe any entrances that we have not been able to find on our own, we would be willing to reward you handsomely for your efforts.
Sounds good to me.
Kind of goes ahead and starts looking through his stuff. Eventually, he will pull out a parchment and a quill. Kind of dips it for a minute and starts writing some things down. And he will turn it over to you. And for those of you who have kind of interacted in business to some extent, you can clearly tell, Aster, you more so than most can tell that this is a contract that he is putting on the table.
Mm-hmm.
I would invite you to read this over, as this would be our agreement.
I can't read, just to let you know.
Well,
I shall do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I'll pass it around when I'm done.
So Aster, you'll go ahead and pick it up, and you can see that a lot of it seems to be exactly what he's talking about. He's just saying, like, this is an agreement made between what he's referring to you as the mercenary company, the favored few, and the Daywalkers. It's basically explaining what your mission will be, what your objective is. While he doesn't state a specific time frame, it seems to allude to as soon as possible being the time frame.
Okay.
And you can see at the bottom, and you can see that you can see at the bottom it says, as compensation for your successful efforts in aiding the Dawnwalkers, the favored few will be presented with a sum of 55,000 gold pieces.
That's a lot of money. Do I see any like loopholes or anything?
Go ahead and make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
I'll call this investigation. I'd call this investigation. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh fuck.
From what you can tell,
Done fucked up.
Yeah, from what you can tell, reading through, you kind of give it a few reads over. There doesn't appear to be any anything that stands out as malicious, more swaying to their side. It seems like a very straightforward contract that they're presenting to you.
Okay. Okay, I pass it to anyone who can read.
All right, so those of you who can read through the same things and see the same compensation.
Can I make a similar investigation check?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Dang it.
Hey, you did better than me.
Is there anything hiding in there?
Is there anything in between the words? Like smaller words?
All of you kind of give it a read over. It does not appear that there is any loophole, any method of trickery at play here.
So, what do you guys want to do? Can you give us a minute?
Of course. I would, if you would be so kind, I would like to leave the contract with me.
Oh, that's not a problem.
So go ahead and take it. And you see him cleanly lay it out on the table in front of him and just sits down. Does not touch it, doesn't do anything. He seems to be trying to be as forthcoming as he can with this to show that he does not wish to do anything to dissuade your trust.
Okay.
So, what's it gonna be? Are we in on this? We go ahead and help these guys out. We find who we're looking for. We find what else we're looking for. Come back and call
Do
it a day.
you think this guy knows anything about what we're looking for?
I'm gonna look over the major. Does it seem like he's in the know about this? I'm just gonna keep calling him the bird cult because that's how I know.
Do you ask him, or are you just kind of trying to read from his demeanor?
Just
I'm
ask.
trying to read from him.
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, seeing as you haven't mentioned the Rome organization, you don't really know. He seems very proper and very stern in his appearance.
He at least seems aware. I did talk about how the fact that there's another party that we're looking into didn't seem to question it. Maybe he knows. At least I hope he knows enough.
You would probably get the sense that if Gerald, who's just a lookout, knew about this, the Major is pretty likely to. Someone higher up than him is probably likely to know as well.
Hey, do you know anything about bird mask people?
Actually, yes, I do. From what I understand, they've taken up quite a partnership with the Brotherhood. They are aiding them in their efforts to, at this moment, take over the Sanguine Hand.
Do they like sprinkles?
I'm sorry?
He seems confused by the question. And as you guys look around, you notice Sprinkles is not actually there at the moment.
Yeah.
Sad day because he's here.
Oh, is Michael here?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Michael's just like chained
Sprinkles
up.
is in his house.
Oh my
All
god.
right, so at this moment, that was really robotic. And as of this moment, Sprinkles, you are not with the party. We'll bring you in shortly.
Well, this is some horseshit, but fair enough.
All right.
Oh my god, dude.
I'll explain it. He's in a car.
Oh, are you in a car, Michael?
Sprinkles is in a different house.
No, that's just a loud car passing by.
All right, man. We'll bring you in a minute. We'll bring you in a moment.
Sprinkles has gone to an alternate dimension where cars are real, y'all. It's getting...
All right, we'll bring you in a minute, Michael. Let's go ahead and continue.
It's up to you guys. If you want to sign it, sign it. If you think it's good for us.
Is it though?
Oh, there. Sounds like he doesn't like these bird people as much as we do.
I don't think
He
it's
said they
so
were.
much a factor. I think
Yeah.
it's more interested in our great things. rather than
He
the
said
other
they
group.
were spearheading operations, right?
He said that they were aiding the war effort against them and the Sanguine Hand.
And from the map, we can tell that the Daywalkers are in control of most of the continent, right?
The Daywalkers seem to be the prominent military power.
Okay.
If you had to guess kind of from the map, you'd say the Sanguine Hand are absolutely the lowest of the military power at the moment.
I can kind of guess.
Yeah.
Well, as is, like as I've already said, that the best we can do is offer our abilities to cripple. We can't do it. We can't do it. Putting names on the paper is just names on the paper, but it's promised nonetheless.
And to be fair, it doesn't say that there are any repercussions should you fail your mission. It just says that in order to receive the reward, you must succeed your mission.
Yep.
Hildy's going to sign it.
Oh, it doesn't sound like it's gonna hurt.
Yep, I sign it.
Alright, so you guys will return, and the Major will actually smile and nod his head as he gives you the quill and ink as each of you begin signing your names onto the form.
Do we get any reinforcements if we need it?
This is an understanding that you as a military company are assisting us, and I would rather not move you with any of my troops to attract attention.
Well, for now, consider this a one-time shot, if that's the case. If we do good work, maybe there will be more, but we'll wait and see.
Absolutely. Should you be successful in your mission, I will have no issues giving more contracts, if you are indeed willing to assist the Daywalkers.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be signing the paper as Kent Clarkson, not as Knight.
Okay, so you Kent Clarkson.
In order for us to guarantee our success, any information you have to allow us to blend in with these great Brotherhood people.
Well, first and foremost, though it is under the Brotherhood's control, I will let you know that there are still civilians that live under their rule. And honestly, I think it'd be better for you to keep it that way. Try to draw as little attention as you can to your cause. And of course, I assume you are able to come up with alibis as to why you are in the city in the town to begin with, should you be inquired.
Naturally.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're pretty good at coming with that stuff on the fly, so we got that.
That is very good to know.
Yeah, just thinking in case
I would say
end up getting
just
captured.
be mindful of your belongings, and be mindful that a lot of their ranks have quite the silver tongue. Some through less than appropriate methods. Keep your wits about you. Keep your minds sturdy. And the sooner you can get back to us with this information, the sooner we can take Nightshan out of the Brotherhood's control.
I guess we should get moving.
The Major will stand and salute you all. Say,
should you be successful, you will have done a great thing for the Daywalkers. We thank you for your aid in our efforts.
As you guys make your way out, you can see that the camp is still pretty hustle and bustle. There are people running through training exercises. There are people that are sat around talking. A few still give you those cursory glances as you move past. However, most of them seem to be kind of minding their own business. However, eventually, you guys will make your way back onto the main road, and as you do so, you will hear the familiar call of one of your companions as Sprinkles, her hair a bit disheveled and her armor still kind of loosely holding on as she's trying to strap it onto her body, starts running over to you all, having been left behind the night before.
Darlings, you won't believe this. I realize I have 10 whole fingers. Isn't that crazy?
That's
That is wild. Look, do I have 10 fingers?
You have 10 fingers, unless you cut one off.
Oh.
That's nothing. I have 16.
You see, I figured that would be a much more reasonable number. 16 seems about right, but like I only have 10. What the fuck?
Hey, Michael, can I ask you, just out of curiosity, how far out are you from your place?
Sprinkles' meat body is about 50 minutes out.
Oh my god!
Holy fuck!
Michael, take a Uber, take a bus, take something, my dude.
committed.
Really, really loud.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like it's really loud on your end.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, cool. Alright.
On that note, I will be right back.
Probably be cheaper to
Actually, yeah, now would actually be a pretty good time. We'll go ahead and take a 5-minute break here. We'll go ahead. We will be back and continue on with the adventure, and we will continue on with our adventure.
Neat.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself on my end.
Okay.
This gives me a chance to mildly take a nap. And by take a nap, I mean probably like close my eyes for 5 minutes before jolting back awake.
See, I tried that, but then I actually fall asleep, so it's no bueno.
Who here at the past midnight crew, boyo?
Woohoo! 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Chris.
And Luke as well. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
It's just us four.
We have a few past midnight.
I hope Eric noticed I didn't sign the paper.
It's.
I mean, hopefully smart.
I was gonna say it was implied,
No.
and that's probably
Oh,
what he'll say.
he implied.
Yeah. I was like,
So what have I missed?
Sprinkles, congratulations. We are now signed under a military party. To go ahead and work with them.
Angry hippo
And they
people.
are
Possibly to earn 55,000 gold.
very, very military thinking, very authoritarian.
Well, only Aster
So,
sure knows that.
am I allowed to ask how the fuck we got signed with the military hippos, or is that just a normal thing I'm supposed to just be used to?
It's just our group in general.
Well,
know?
you just take Volok and he says he wants to follow a noise.
Oh, no. It's not a matter of following noise. It's a matter of Hildy going ahead and saying, oh, there's a noise over there. Let me talk to the trees. Oh, no, these trees are really hurt. It's coming from underground. It must be coming from the things that are making all the boom boom noises from far away. We should go check on them. Nakek's going, no, we shouldn't check on them. We should be focused on the task at hand. Block on the other hand goes, sure, why not? We'll go ahead and conquer any danger in our way. What the fuck does it matter? And Nakek again goes, no, you idiot. We have a scout in Ravioli. Which, of course, Aster goes, oh, we could do that. And then, of course, instead what happens is, Hildy leaves, Aster leaves, Ravioli leaves.
Support for Ravioli. Never said
Well,
come that
that's
low.
It would look more suspicious if you went in as a support.
I was just a common giant owl, okay?
I think it would have been better if Volok and the bird went.
All I can
Well,
imagine
Volok
now
would have
is-
been more conspicuous.
Is it bad? All I'm imagining is like Volok in a giant chicken man costume now.
No,
Covered in
see what
blood.
happens is Volok waits until
Yeah, remember, I'm
everyone-
covered in blood now. So,
Volok waits until Ravioli can't talk to Aster, and then he eats him.
Oh no.
Ravioli will remember this.
All Valak thinks about now is how he decapitated that bird and used its blood.
I don't think blood comes from my familiar because it's a spirit. I don't know. Michael, how does that work?
Yeah, they just poof out of existence when they take their damage threshold.
Okay, I kind of figured.
This just takes a giant bite into nothing.
Pretty much.
Anyway, long story short, so the entire party, because of one decision, decided to try to be sneaky around this one hippo person. Hippo person spotted us because somebody took a look at our rifle and said, "Oh, let me go ahead and try to nab that right in front of him." Not saying who.
You know, a grown child that
Really?
we should probably be putting more of a leash on, but aren't. Because it's entertaining.
I
we
tried!
So
I
we've
absolutely
signed-
tried!
So we've signed with GIF. Okay. What have we signed with GIF to do?
Go
Talked
to the
with
next
one
city.
named Gerald,
Okay, if we
who
happen
ended
to
up
find
telling us. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so we go to the next city, and we happen to like find any like secret entrances or whatever, or weak points in their defenses. We tell them, they give us 55,000 gold, and it doesn't matter if we like don't do it to them. Essentially. It's
And out
pretty
of
much-
curiosity, why do the GIF want to know secret entrances and weak points in the city?
Because
They
they're
want to take
They
over the
have a
continent
rivaling
and rule
faction
the
they're at
world.
war with,
Of course.
who we also think is working with Bird Cult. Bird Tremor. So,
He
like,
knows.
it's not completely ridiculous
Yeah.
that our paths
Yeah, he's
are
against
slightly
the-
overcrossed.
I mean, at this point, we pretty much know that they're with the bird cult.
Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of
So,
overheard a little bit of that. Michael, I'm gonna help you out here a little bit just to clear up any details. So basically, I heard most of it, and what they've signed up to do basically is, you guys are heading to the town of Nightshan, which is a coastal town, and the GIF are part of the military organization known as the Daywalkers. And they want to take over Nightshan as a way to begin getting naval forces into more of the Grey Reaper Brotherhood's cities to eventually start pushing their way, take out the Brotherhood, and eventually another military organization called the Sanguine Hand, and eventually instate authoritarian rule on the continent.
Dope.
But I think only Aster knows that.
Yeah,
last
but
bit.
only Aster knows that because Gerald was very careful with the words he chose, but Aster was able to discern that he meant an authoritarian rule.
Yep. Hey, I'm a chaotic character. Fuck you.
Yeah. Although I did hear Michael's trepidation when I would ask, he's like, "So why did we sign with GIF?"
Why not?
GIF are an interesting one because GIF are mercenaries. So it's like when you sign with GIF, you don't know who you're working for exactly. Typically, you don't exactly know because GIF don't give a shit. They are like true neutral. They are mercenaries in the
this
finest
situation-
way.
In this situation, however, I have conscribed them to be part of a military power.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. The
Yeah.
GIF are wherever war is.
Yeah.
Wherever war and coin is, you'll find GIF. So like whichever group pays them, they'll be there and they're loyal to that coin. You can't even outbuy a GIF. If you offer them more coin, but they've already signed with someone, they won't take it. They're like, look, no, we already signed this contract. We're good.
Yes, the GIF are very big in contracts. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get back into the game proper. So you guys begin your. This is your third day of travel. It's taking you a little bit of time to get back onto the path you were taking to get to Nightshan.
So, quick question before we go further.
Yes.
Has it been like that week for Sprinkles to get her dope shield yet?
It is not. You guys actually left the shield behind and made your way onto the continent.
I left armor too, man.
We're returning though, right? Because Sprinkles spent like enough money to fund like 7 orphanages for 20 years back there, and had no regrets. Doesn't want to recollect that shield and stuff.
Oh God, Michael. Robot.
Okay, good, because I told all those orphans I'm better than them, and I'm going to show them a shield to prove it. And if I can't show up those orphans, Sprinkles is going to be very mad, dog.
Why in particular do you need to prove yourself to orphans?
What have they ever done to you?
Because no, boo-boo, I'm better than them. Ha ha, I'm Sprinkles. They were like, look at us, we're orphans. I'm like, oh yeah, you think you're cool, guess
They're already very much alone with no sense of home or belonging.
All right.
Exactly.
I know, so they're producing water from their face. They're like, look at how cool we are. We have water, and Sprinkles is made of water, but we're better than Sprinkles, because we're making water from our eyeballs. So I'm like, oh yeah, I could do better than that. I have a cool shield. Take that. And they made more water, trying to taunt Sprinkles more. Freaking orphans.
I don't like this conversation anymore.
Alright, so,
I
you
want
guys
you to know that we actually all could make water from our eyes. Like, you could too if you tried.
That's really insensitive. Oh, Sprinkles is a water genasi, so we make water too. Don't take my identity from me. That's cultural appropriation is illegal, and you will go to jail.
Alright, so, you guys will push on for the remainder of the day, eventually finding yourselves, a bit further than you would have liked to be from Nightshan. At this point, with the extra time it's taking you to travel from the gift camp, it will take you guys a full day, so you will arrive at Nightshan by nightfall on the next day. However, as you guys set up camp, are we taking watches or are we just going to sleep for the day?
Alarm spell and taking watches. I'll take first watch.
Okay, Aster.
Well, speaking of, like, how far are we off from the main road when we make our camp? I assume we're not going to just perch right next to the main road. Like, what's our environment like? Do we got some trees around and stuff? Or, like, is this a flat plain?
The forest itself, that is the surrounding area. A lot of the trees look a bit almost anorexic. Their trunks are shriveled, and their branches produce very few leaves. As a matter of fact, Hildy actually used Speak with Plants to commune with the trees and ask what's going on, and was informed that something is sapping the life force away from the forest. However, it was not able to give an exact answer as to what it was. And in the area that you guys are now, you can find, if you guys want to hide yourself, it takes you about 5 to 7 minutes off the main road before you feel like you have a very comfortable cover with what the trunks offer, with the shrubbery and trunks offer you. But yeah, that's basically what you're looking at in terms of terrain.
And then as we're kind of setting up Sprinkles, I'm sure the party's kind of informed her since she wasn't at the meeting.
Right.
So after Sprinkles is like, okay, so like, what is our plan for getting over the city? Are we just going to like observe it from a distance and then report? Are we getting in there? What are we doing?
Oh, that's right. Michael wasn't here for the other part either. So Michael, the Sprinkles was able, you were here towards the tail end of the last thing, but Sprinkles was able to, while kind of using Umberly for assistance, was able to figure out that the component, that item that is part of the relic, actually resides somewhere, at least within the vicinity of Nightshan.
Right, okay. So we have our own reasons to get in the city, regardless of this mission.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess Sprinkles has been drinking a lot of AFK. Were the GIF able to give us any information that could help us in getting into the city, or is that all on us?
They told
We
you...
can go in as citizens.
Yeah, the GIF said that...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to be cutting you guys off. I apologize. I'm just trying to get Michael caught up because, working till 10
you're
o'clock
fine.
is a big...
That's okay.
So basically, the Major was able to explain to you that while it is under the Brotherhood's control, there are still civilians as well as people that come and go from the city. So you could enter it as, you would be able to just enter the city as civilians. And he basically explained to try to keep a low profile, don't engage with anyone of the Brotherhood unless you absolutely find it necessary to do so. And he basically trusted that you would be able to come up with your own alibi as to why you were there if questioned.
Oh, then before we go to bed, Sprinkles has a plan. Darlings, remember how Sprinkles has a background feature that allows her to get on sailing vessels rather easy? Well, this place we're supposed to capture because we can kind of front a navy here, right? Means there must be water nearby. And if civilians come and go, I imagine at least some traders must use the water. Are we all picking up what Sprinkles is putting down?
You want
Sure.
us to be
Do
traders?
you want to steal a ship?
That's even better. I love you. I was just going to say we should get on a ship and go ahead and help them and come into town and just be like, oh yeah, we're with them. But stealing a ship is so much more rad. I'm in.
I think
Are
your
we
idea
gonna
might
have-
be better.
I think the goal is to have a low profile, and I think getting caught for stealing a ship, which I think would most likely happen, is that.
Hildy, you're right. We need to kill everyone on the ship so we can't get
No,
caught. If they're all dead, they can't
no.
tell anybody. That makes sense. Hildy is the greatest evil character in this campaign. And
That wasn't what I was suggesting.
I was just going to suggest that we should maroon them somewhere with some food and water and make sure they have some pillows so they can go to sleepy time when they need to. But killing them is much more efficient.
That's what your publicist is for.
Hey, if that's what we need to do,
All right. So
I'm following you.
So who's taking first watch on this sleep?
I'll take
Aster
first one.
said, yeah.
All right, is anybody staying up with Aster?
Nope.
Yeah, I'll stay up.
Okay, so Aster and Israel. Go ahead and one of you can make a perception at advantage, or you can make individual perception checks.
You can make it, Luke.
Gotcha.
I'll give you that advantage.
Hey, I see
So as you
everything.
guys push on through your watch, Ezreal, you're kind of keeping an eye out, and is there anything you guys wanted to do during your time on watch, or just press through to the next?
I'm going to ask Ezreal why she became an adventurer.
Well, I mostly wanted to see the world. I suppose it's much different than what I had in mind now, but it's still good. I've spent way too long cooped up in the church or elsewhere. I wanted to see what else was out there. I wanted to see the good in the world, you know? There's too much bad. Too much bad.
It seems you're sorely disappointed, aren't you?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, maybe a little. But there's still so much I haven't seen, and maybe I haven't found good places yet. But I found good people. That's something, right?
I guess.
What about you?
Well, my parents used to own an inn. Adventures would come frequently, and I would listen to all their stories. And as an impressionable child, you can say I was inspired to be like them.
Heroic type?
More or less.
I certainly wouldn't have guessed that. No offense.
None taken. And of course we know Nakaxes.
He seems to talk about it a lot.
Okay.
Have you found what you were looking for?
I don't know what I'm looking for. I just want to continue this endless dream as long as I can.
Well, I'm glad you chose us to do it with. Wouldn't have it any other way.
You're not the first party, and you probably won't be the last.
Well, I hope you can stay with us as long as you can. If you leave, I understand. A lot of people have left. But I'd be happy if you stuck around.
Huh, that's quite nice of you.
Alright. So you guys push on through the last of your shift. Who's taking second watch?
I
I will.
volunteer. Oh wait,
Volok and Hildy?
I want to do it with Goo.
Oh.
Silly as that is.
Alright. Okay, so Volok, is anybody else taking watch with Volok?
Spronkles.
If somebody wakes Spronkles up, then she could. But
What the
Sprinkles
fuck
is
is
sleeping like a baby. Like a very loud baby.
I'll go ahead and go up for the second watch with Block.
Alright, so Volok and Nekax, you both can make me a perception check or one at advantage.
Block, you're going to be the one rolling at advantage.
Okay.
And I also want to kind of have a talk with you after we get this roll done.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't.
Alright, so
We all
Is
died.
that a thing?
I want to hunt that squirrel.
great distraction.
Yeah.
Here we
Squirrel! Squirrel!
So Volok, as you start taking watch, you kind of just lackadaisically begin looking around your surroundings. Nekax kind of distracted in the moment. If you guys would like to.
I hate this.
It's fine.
No, me trying to talk with Block.
Oh, sorry.
In character.
In character.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we supposed to do when we get there? I mean, not just what we already said in the contract, but in the town. We're supposed to find that piece of the artifact, and now get roped up into this because someone else decides to step into it.
I say we just do what we were going for. We go after the artifact. And if we find anything, I will note it down and try to draw a little map, and we become a little bit richer if we make it out. We worry about our main mission. This is just a side.
You know, what if we signed up with the wrong people? The wrong side? Like, I know that's who we're going after. They're being coerced by Trimmer and his crew. But
You read the contract, right?
oh, yeah. I did.
Did you see anything that could come back and haunt us?
Well, he's already said what was clearly what he wanted.
I know what he said, but as you know, I don't read. So I didn't read it. I just sort of scribbled something that may look like my name.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. But he said it clearly. He wants to make sure that town's taken over. He takes over, he makes himself a little more positionable on the battlefield. He cleans up, he wins. The continent belongs to him and the rest of the Daywalkers.
So maybe if we do find a secret entrance, we have a little bargaining chip with them for our end.
But the Daywalkers, yeah. But, again, I'm worried that signing that paper, or even making mention of who we are, was even the right call. I just wanted to do it just to make sure that we had a way of not leaving with some sort of bad blood.
True. We could have had those guys and us if we didn't sign,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing since Aster is the first one to read it and he signed it, I'm sure there's no repercussions.
Well, that's the thing. I think there's going to be repercussions, but we don't
Oh.
really know.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be, but I don't think it'll be with these guys. Unless we turn our backs against them and help out the other side.
I'm just worried if we made this too complicated.
Everything's
how-
gonna be complicated, kid.
Is this how everyone else feels? when I rush into something, that pit in your stomach that just doesn't leave.
I don't get that way. I just go with the flow. Maybe those guys might get that way. Part of being a leader, you don't want to foul them.
I know. I just don't want them to get caught up with a lot of the troubles that I had, or still have, yes.
Everybody has their own demon. They got to get flushed out at one point or another.
Well, that's the case. Hildy's got plenty of demons. She riles up such a storm. I wonder if there's something more that she's not letting on.
Maybe I should get to know her a little bit. She does like taking the blood off and painting herself with it.
That's because she's kind of like you. Just one with nature and going a little wild. I don't get it, but I let you be, so. Maybe I am overthinking it, but
Don't overthink it. Just go along with the flow. You know that we have your back. You're doing good keeping this group together. Keep it up. You'll be a good leader.
man, I hope I can screw there.
Okay. So eventually your guys' shift, your watch comes to an end. Uneventful. Nothing pops out. Who's taking the third watch?
Me and
Yeah, I would-
Hildy.
Yay!
Alright, so go Hildy. Same to you, separate or one advantage.
Doesn't matter to me. I think we're both pretty perceptive individuals, so
I'll make
You
an
go for it.
advantage. Holy shit.
Alright, so
yeah.
as you guys kind of start setting up for your rest, Valak, Nekax, you guys find yourselves to a pretty quick sleep. Goo and Hildy, as you guys kind of start posting up, are you sitting in the dome or outside?
Outside, I
charge.
guess?
Outside. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting with.
Alright, so as you guys go ahead and you begin kind of setting yourselves up, getting ready to rest, or getting ready to start taking your watch, both of you kind of notice that kind of around the base of your feet, there's this very soft mist or very soft fog that seems to be rolling in.
Does it appear natural?
Make a nature check. From what you can tell, kind of taking a minute and looking at it, it appears natural, or at least natural enough to not set off any alarms.
Oh. The rooms are just cold enough to make fog.
I mean, we are living in a weird post-Tremor apocalypse world.
Yeah, I suppose. You see Hildy's like fidgeting with her hair.
You okay?
This is gonna be a weird question. She goes through her baubles and she pulls out this like really makeshift looking like comb thing. She hands it to you. Let me brush my hair.
I mean, I guess.
I'm feeling really anxious about forest. Now there's this weird fog and I'm afraid.
Uh-oh, someone left.
David.
Would be
David.
I'm here. It was
I
Michael.
did, but sprinkle.
Oh, it's probably Michael, yeah.
The sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
Continue, sorry.
It's just something
I mean-
that my plan used to do to help calm me down. Same when
I
I do
mean,
it.
I guess if it'll help, I'll do it. I mean, I can only assume that all your training as a druid was towards an environment that was nothing like this.
Yeah. It was very different.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
The other day when Bosco had, I was just kind of, taken aback. I had a little friend in my life now. I have to take care of him. And I didn't really think about it when you said it, but you told me that if you weren't going to be his parent, you're glad that it was me. And I still can't figure out why you would say that.
You don't talk a lot, but give off an aura that you do genuinely want what's best for everyone. I can feel it.
I mean, that's kind of you to say, but I don't think you can just judge people based solely on their frontal views.
I think and this is something my clan was particularly good at, when it comes down to it, the words and what we say don't really mean anything. How we act and how we treat one another.
I mean, I can agree with that sentiment. That's how I've lived my whole life. But you've only known all of us for a week or so.
Part of being me. Much as I act like a little klutz, a little crazy, I'm in tune. What people are feeling, I like to think.
I mean, I guess.
Goo and Hildy, the fog that is kind of at your ankles now is actually starting to get a bit thicker around you at this point.
Should we? Me a little anxious.
We should probably either look into this or tell the rest of them. I'm not.
Can I look and see if I see like a source of this fog?
Make a perception check. Alright. Alright, so Hildy, you kind of get up for a moment, kind of observing your surroundings, seeing if you can find any seeming source of whatever is causing this thick layer of fog. I would like both Goo and Hildy, I need you to make Constitution saving throws.
How many?
I need both, just each of you make one Constitution saving throw.
Big oof.
Ooh. Big pat that fail!
Alright. So both Goo and Hildy, you both take 10 points of necrotic damage. As you watch as these sparks of lightning begin kind of forming their way out through the mist, eventually turning into this blackened cloud before you. As you look around at the surrounding mist, you see more and more of these clouds that just begin to form into different shapes around the vicinity, and that's where we're going to go ahead and leave off for tonight.
Oh.
There's a bad.
Come on, 13 minutes we could take it over.
I think this is the best
13
part.
Minutes turns into an hour and 13
exactly.
normally.
So
3 hours later, guys, I think we're almost going to kill them.
I think this is the best.
I don't know if we can make it. 3 of our party members are now dead.
I think we're okay. I think this is where we'll go ahead and leave off for tonight. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you had a good time, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And we'll go ahead and we'll pick this back up next Friday to see just what these darkened mist forms are capable of. And until then, we'll see you next Friday. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.